Hey, this is Dan from Bodybuilder in Thailand.com. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the NFL protests, Colin Kaepernick, and everything that's going on with that. So, as you guys know, I moved out of America 2 years ago and I haven't been back. And part of the reason for that was because of the social issues. America has major social problems right now. Really where I started noticing, I really didn't notice much conflict between the races until Obama became president. He really incited a sort of race war along with the media. Whereas I actually had a black roommate in college, and we were best friends. And white and black culture are very, very different. And that was one of the things that I learned from being in such close proximity to someone with a completely different culture than me. I would actually go as far as to say that black and white culture are almost as different as like Asian and white culture, basically. Now that I'm here and I've experienced that, there's a lot of differences in the way that we're brought up and raised and everything. But it's very it's not a bad thing that we're different, and we can all get along. And I've experienced that, especially with having a roommate who was black. I experienced becoming very good friends with him, and although we were different and we would laugh at each other all the time, like, I can't believe you do that. We were friends, and we still are. So that was a great experience. All right, now to get to the protests, right? The NFL protests. So the first thing would be that a lot of people are upset that they are doing that during the Pledge of Allegiance, or during the national anthem, and disrespectful. So the thing is, though, that one of the things that does make America unique, what makes America a cool thing that America hasn't lost it yet, is that you can disrespect the country if you want. That doesn't mean you should disrespect the country. It's the fact that there is freedom that the military has fought for that allows you to have freedom of speech. You can do what you want. You can protest legally. If you do not agree with the government, if you do not agree with authorities, what's happening, you can legally and peacefully express that without being put in jail and things like that, okay? That is a very good thing about America. And that's essentially what, the NFL players are doing, they're exercising their right to freedom of speech to say, that they are, to do whatever they want. The protest has become such a shit show with all the different reasons. First it was police brutality, but then a bunch of players started, saying that it was for a bunch of different other reasons and stuff. And then you have players kneeling over what NFL owners say and stuff. It's really a shit show, and there's a lot of really sensitive feelings on both sides. So it's very, very touchy subject. But as far as Kaepernick goes, he really invalidated his credibility as far as what everything was doing. I guess he recently won like a Man of the Year award or some stupid thing like that, which was definitely undeserved. He's not a good guy. Basically, he's just he's in it for himself. He's a me person, and that. So the first thing that happened was he kneeled he sat and then he kneeled for the protest. But then you also saw him start wearing like the pig socks or whatever. And then his girlfriend, later when he was going to get hired, started talking about slavery and slave masters as the NFL owners and likening them to that. And then, filing a legal case against the NFL because he's not signed. Hello! The reason you are not signed is because if you are signed, you will ruin any locker room and any team and any fan base that you're on. The 49ers, it began with them, and they're the only ones that could kind of handle it, but no other team can handle that kind of shit. Not to mention the fact that no matter where he is It's always got to be the spotlight on him. That he's a me person. And, you know, if you put him into your team, he's going to divide your locker room, divide your fan base, and destroy the team. You're basically forfeiting your season and seasons to come because of hurt emotions and angriness. Okay? So that is total shit that he's filing the collusion lawsuit against the NFL owners for not signing him. He decided to exercise his freedom of speech, and it had consequences, which made it so that, you know, with that kind of statement, he alienated himself. And now here's the consequences. You got to live with that. So that's that. And then, like I said, you guys, I don't feel like the players should be forced to stand for the anthem, because it is like freedom of speech, and that's one of the really good things about America, is being able to protest against the government, against the country, against authority there. That's a good thing, and it's actually, a lot of military people have spoken up and said, yeah, you know, they have that right to do that, and they do. I've family in the military as well, and but both my grandpas are, you know, they were veterans. They fought in the wars, so come from a patriotic background. But I do understand that, you know, part of what makes America, you know, special, stand out, is that freedom of speech, freedom to protest. So it's very important to maintain the right to be able to, if you want to, even if you don't agree with why people are doing it. It's the fact that citizens have the ability or right to do it. That's what's really important there. So yeah, Kaepernick's wrong. He should be out of the NFL. You know, nobody needs him. Nobody wants him. Nobody needs that kind of shit. As far as the protests go, it hasn't really, you know, it started out as the police brutality thing, and there is police brutality in America. The police have shown that, you know, a significant amount of their numbers are out of control. So, you know, there's good cops and there's bad cops. There's 100% damn sure not 100% good cops in America. That is 100% damn sure. So, good cops and bad cops. Police brutality, there's been a lot of video evidence over it. Just insane acts by police in America. And you know, it's disgraceful. And so when you have a community that has, I don't want to use the word targeted, but been victimized a lot in this. They've been a victim of a lot of police brutality. You can see where the fear, like, for your own family members would really come from. Like, imagine being a black family, or mom or dad, and you know, you have to worry a little extra about, you know, what's going to happen to my kids when they go out at night or something like that. You know, honestly, the police could be brutal. So that's that. That's my opinion on that. As far as the protest, I think that it's just gotten too watered down, right? If they would have just completely focused it on police brutality, that would have been good, since that's a problem that needs to be addressed. But it really just got watered down and completely turned. Nobody even really knows what it's about. It's about different things for different players now, and it's like everybody's kneeling for the anthem, right? And that's not good. We really should be respecting that anthem. You know, for me, if I was to come back to the United States and live there, I would put my hand over my chest during the national anthem. I think it's good to pay respect. Here, when they do their national anthem in Thailand, you know, I get up and I stand up, and they don't put their hand over their chest here, but I imitate the action that the citizens in Thailand do here, and it's to show respect. And I think that that's the main reason why there's so many upset people in America over the NFL protests, is because they feel that it's a lack of respect. And that's one of the things, is that when you're talking about like emblems that people, emblems and symbols that people look up to, you know, as something that is worthy of respect, it's really touchy to start, you know, messing around with those. So as far as doing something like protesting one of those, like a national anthem or a Pledge of Allegiance or something, my opinion would be that it would be very, very wise to really pick your battles on that, because it's going to really upset a lot of people. And the other thing with that is that it's just gotten annoying, with every goddamn week having that happen and having all the complaining and all the attention on that. No one wants to hear about Kaepernick anymore, and people just want to watch football, right? They don't want to watch politics all the time. They want to watch football, and then they have all these me guys in the NFL too that are really selfish and showing off and making a lot of money and then doing criminal acts on the weekends, getting arrested or having court cases against them. It's just a bad look. And then you have Roger Goodell, the worst commissioner ever in the history of the league, is basically destroying the game. And then you have Jerry Jones, thank God, who really is a bit of a voice of reason within all of this. What was really interesting with Jerry Jones is that after Donald Trump made his talk about, anti-NFL or whatever, then Jerry Jones went down and kneeled with the players. But then the next day or the next week or whatever, he talked about how important it was to show respect for the national anthem and that his team would be doing that. And the Dallas Cowboys have always had the nickname of America's team too, so it's really important for that organization as well. My favorite team is the Green Bay Packers, by the way, and I was watching the games here. I'd wake up at 3 a.m. here in Thailand to stream them, and now that Aaron Rodgers is gone, it's just oh my God, no, I just gotta watch replays sometimes now. I cannot watch it live anymore because the Packers are terrible without Aaron Rodgers. Dom Capers is the worst defensive coordinator in Packer history. He's probably about as bad of a defensive coordinator as Ray Rhodes was as a coach in 1999 after Mike Holmgren left. Anyways, guys, the NFL protest, my final thoughts on it is that I don't sit on either side of the fence. I believe that it's a really good thing to be able to protest against governments. But I do not think that, I think that you really have to pick your battles though. And that, with the national anthem, if they wanted to protest, it should be so focused on exactly what the issue is and not spread out over a lot of things. And personally, I don't know that that is a good thing to be using for protest. But I think that it's their right. I think it's their right. I don't think it's a good thing to be using to protest. You shouldn't protest during the national anthem, is my opinion. But it's their right to do so if they want to, is also my opinion. All right? That's my thoughts. What are your thoughts, guys? This is a super issue in America. This is a major, major issue. And it's got a lot of really fiery opinions about it. It's one of those things that it's a hot political subject that people are passionate about. So go ahead and write down in the comments what your thoughts are. Agree with me, disagree with me. Yeah, let's get at it. So I want to hear what you guys think, the bodybuilding community especially, because we are a lot of guys with traditional values. Bodybuilders traditionally are conservative and traditionally have traditional values, and I value you guys' opinions on it. So let's hear about it. Dan from bodybuilderinthailand.com.